Well, hello everybody. It is Sunday morning, and I'm here with Kush Man NYC. Kush, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Hello, chat.
I have been so looking forward to this. I've been wanting to have this chat with you for a while. I don't know if most people know it, but when I first came into YouTube and started watching YouTube for the guitar content, Kush was one of the first guys that I met in the chat, and we would chat back and forth all throughout the day. We'd follow each other around, and
Yep.
still kind of do to this day. So
Yeah, we see each other a lot.
So I am just really looking forward to sitting here and having this conversation.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
I'm just honored that you came on, my friend.
Ryan,
So let's see who we've got in the chat. Ryan Hall was the first one in, and he said he's going to try his hardest to watch us live, but he's got to finish moving mother today and tomorrow. And so get her into Tennessee, into her sister's house. And but he loves us and wants, and wouldn't miss it for all the A&W in Ben's fridge. So hopefully he'll make the live. But that's okay, Ryan. You take care of Mama. That is important. And Dan Gorman's with us.
Dan Gorman. I know Dan Gorman for freaking like 40 years.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah, we're really close personal friends.
That is cool.
Good guy.
Yeah, we were both over in Addicted to Gear earlier, all three of us watching that, waiting for this to go ahead and start. Tony puts on a good show, and it's always great to sit there and see Dan and you in the chat over there as well.
Yeah, I agree. It's a great chat. I love that show.
Mm-hmm. Then we got our buddy Hobo Roadie, and Hobo Roadie is in the chat, and he says, Ryan's going to catch that replay, but so glad that Hobo Roadie's here with us. And Time Surfing Alien with the coolest avatar ever. I'm sorry.
Hey, Time Surfing Alien. What's up?
And then Martin has made time to be with us. Hello there, Martin. How you doing, buddy?
Martin.
Saying hello to the whole crowd. And Mitch Heyman is here.
All right, Mitch.
Mitch, how you doing? And then JP Page 2 saying hello to all the people.
Hello.
And he can make the live today, so that's awesome. Appreciate you, buddy. Bobo is still not on the road yet. Okay. Let's see. Searching for Tone has made his way in. Hey, Searching for Tone. We were Kush and I were talking about you in the green room.
Yeah, we were. Nothing bad.
Yeah, we both enjoying your channel, so you keep up the good work over there. And another one of our buddies from over in the Get to Gear chat, Wayne McConnell. Hello there. How you doing?
Hey, Wayne. How's it going, man?
Wayne had a birthday the other day. Happy birthday, Wayne.
Yeah, Wayne got himself, if I remember right, I hope I'm telling this correctly, he got himself a Gibson Les Paul.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. And Steve Rezer has made his way in. Hello there, my friend. How are you?
Hey, Steve.
And Dastardly Dave.
Hey, Dave.
I don't want to know what's going on in this conversation there, Kush. Oh, there, Ryan. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, Ryan.
We got Blackjack Guitar.
Always good to see him.
Yep. He would always follow around with us from the early days as well.
Yes.
And then BC Rich 581. He says he has that same orange Micro Terror you got back there.
Yeah, it's a killer. It's a good amp, man.
You want to tell us a little bit about it? What do you think?
Well, I like it. I like it because it's small. It's easy to carry around. It's more than loud enough to play with the drummer. And you got to get rid of that little speaker, and you got to get yourself a 12-inch speaker. And once I got the 12-inch speaker, I was like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys got those little Micro Terrors and got rid of them right away because they didn't like it because of the speaker without ever trying to put it into a bigger.
Yeah, it's too hard to put it in that little speaker. It doesn't contain itself well.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Martin's just letting us know he is on his mobile, so he won't be able to tag folks, but I like that. He wants to be polite, and I'm not answering you for a reason.
It's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. And Hip Metalworks has made his way in. Good morning to you.
Hey, Hip.
And Keith H is here.
Hey, Keith.
Hey. See Martian Murray.
Hey, Martian.
Hello there, buddy. Eddie Faye's made his way in. Hi, Eddie. How you doing there, bud? Tone Yeager Tone Yeager 72 has made his way in.
Good to see you.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that joined us from the Searching for Tone chat.
Yeah.
And Rico B, another one of our buddies out over there and Addicted to Gear.
You follow us over.
And Charles Green, your ears must be burning because we were talking about you a little bit earlier too.
The hardest working man on YouTube, yep. Charles Green.
I really, really liked his show last night. That interview he did last night was pretty good.
Yes.
Not last night, but Friday night, excuse me.
Friday night, right.
Yeah. It all blends together for me after a while.
He's an excellent player, Charles.
And John, how you doing there? John ZD351.
Hey, John.
Yeah, you made one. You made a live one. That's awesome. Appreciate it. I tell you, I really love these guys that get up early and watch this. But you folks on the West Coast, it's really, really early for them, and for John, it must be. I don't know if it's really early or really late. It's really late because he says I'm still up. Let's see. Just trying to see who we might have missed because everyone's talking to each other. It's good.
That's a good chat.
We'll call him music. Hey, Matt, how you doing?
Hey, Matt. Matt is the man.
He is. He is a lot of fun. He's a character.
He is. He's a good guy.
And Sean Hockey.
Hey, what's up, Sean Hockey?
Yeah.
Love that band.
Yeah, he's got a great band. Have you seen his room where he plays?
I have, with the bar in it. Yes. I'm quite jealous.
So
I have this little room.
I know, we're like in these little rooms, and he's just got this whole back
spread.
Yeah, it's insane. It is about as close as that would be about as close to as I would ever get to a home studio is what he's got.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then Ben Coombs has made his way in. Ben will be doing a show later on today, and
always good to see Ben.
And so you want to check those both out. And so we got Coffee and Guitar with Darren Bergson.
I love Darren. I watch him Saturdays.
Uh-huh.
He plays jazz guitar.
Oh, really? Okay.
He's phenomenal. He really is.
I'm going to have to go check that out.
Yeah, people should give him some love. He's really, really good.
Well, Darren, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate that. And my brother has made his way in.
Hey, Ed.
Watch it, Coombs. Watch it. To put him in timeout or something. I don't know. Let's see. Now everybody's just saying hello to each other. This chat is rolling today. Wow. Ferd Burful has made his way in. Good morning, Ferd.
Hey, Ferd. Grand Poobah.
Oh, yeah, the cat made you type that. Sure. Oh, love it. I absolutely love it. All right, Kush, are you ready? Because it is time for the obligatory question.
I think I'm ready.
All right, buckle up. All right, so how did you start your guitar journey? How did you get wrapped up in all this?
Well, one of the first memories I have is me and my grandmother in the backyard, and she gave me an acoustic guitar to play with. Mm-hmm. And I started pounding on the strings and beating on it and pretended to play her a song. And it always stuck in my mind, that guitar, and that you could tune the strings. It always stuck in my head, guitar. Then when I got to be like in my teens, my later teens, I started playing bands, but I was playing the drums.
Okay.
I was playing the drums for about 40 years. So I started to be around guitars because guitarists would bring guitars over. And when you're a drummer, people tend to leave things at your house, like guitars and amps. So you get to play them.
As long as it's there.
Yeah, as long as it's there. I always asked. Most of the time I asked.
Mm-hmm.
If they said not to play it, I played it worse. So, but I started doing that until my 20s, still just fooling around with guitars, not really getting into it. But I started to collect guitars, especially Japanese guitars.
Mm-hmm.
I was into I was into the Japanese Epiphones line,
Uh-huh.
the Elitist. So I got into that. In my 40s, I started flipping guitars and started taking lessons one-on-one. And to me, that was the best way to learn. I still take lessons today, still currently. And I just, I got I love guitars so much. I learned how to work on them. I learned how to fix them. I could refinish one if I had to. It's not easy, but I just really love the guitar, man, and I love the world and the music.
Well, I think that's the fun part about having guitar as your thing, right? It's if you're a mechanically inclined person, you want to kind of go into all aspects of it, right? How does it work? How can you want to work on it? You want to replace stuff. You want to make stuff better. If you got that kind of artistic viewpoint, you may want to work on finishes and things of that nature as well. But it opens itself up to all your other interests as well, right? I think
It does. I built a guitar with my daughter. One of the best experiences I have. Really awesome. Guitar came out pretty good considering. I did a fret level job for the first time in my life, and it played. So I guess I did it right.
Well, in your earlier part where you were talking about, you said for a while you played, you were playing in bands, but as a drummer.
Yes.
So tell us about some of the bands that you played in.
All right. So I played in a lot of local bands, nothing really big, but local bands. But one of the best bands I played in was three of my friends, Al, Dan Gorman, who's in the chat, and myself. We decided we were going to have a band, and we practiced every day for about 2 summers. We had the best basement band in the business. And that's about as far as we got. But we sure had a lot of fun doing that.
So you and Dan Gorman in the same band, huh?
Yeah, Dan was the bass player. Excellent musician, Dan. Dan is a monster drummer. Me and him are playing the guitar at the same time. We took it up late in life.
Yeah. So did you guys ever play live anywhere? Or
I don't remember if we played live anymore. It's possible we did, but I don't remember. It's a long time ago, man.
Well, the whole thing that experience is a lot about a bunch of guys in a room having a great time anyway.
Oh, those are some of the best fond memories I have of being in my mother's basement in the sweltering heat, playing so loud that the next door neighbor's calling the cops on us, and the cops telling the next door neighbor, "There's nothing we can do."
Well, the questions are already coming. Mitch wants to know. He says, "Kush Man NYC. Kush Man is retired. So, what did he do for a living?"
I was a housing painter in New York City.
Here you go. And we were talking about this in the green room when you were talking about how the police would come on and check on you guys as you were painting and make sure everything was okay.
Yeah, we painted in East New York, so we painted in a lot of the hot spots, and the police would stay in touch with us, and so would the firemen. The firemen were really cool. They would always look out for us, especially when we were painting stairways or doing elevator shafts where you could easily get hurt and mugged.
There you go. Sean Hockey wants to know, how did you come up with your name?
Well, that's a good question. My name, Kush Man, is actually part of my name. My name is Chris Kushmick. So people started calling me Kush Man in high school because of lifestyle choices. And it just stuck, man. And it stuck. Dan Gorman calls me Kush Man. Everybody, if I hear Kush Man, I know they're an old friend.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's just the assumption when you look at Kush Man, right? It's a Kush Man. Everyone's just assuming that's where that's coming from.
Yeah, I blew my ID there. I blew my identity.
Oh, this is funny. A house painter? You mean you used to paint houses.
Exactly. Exactly right.
Oh, that's so funny. These guys are great.
Yeah, it's a great bunch of guys in the chat.
And searching for Tone would know. Geez, East New York, man, that's some interesting territory.
Yes, it was very interesting. I saw a lot of rooftops. You could be really safe on the rooftop, as long as you know the door is closed.
And Ben figured, yep, I figured it was related to lifestyle choices. So did Matt. And Tony Yeager enjoyed the phrase lifestyle choices as well. All right. So in having, in playing in these bands and having a good time, how do you make the journey from the drums to guitar?
Well, somewhere in my 30s, I got this idea when the internet came up with that you could buy guitars online.
Mm-hmm.
I should buy a few guitars and have them in the studio. So when people come over to play, they don't have to drag their stuff. So I picked up 2 Epiphone Elitists because they were still making them back then.
Right.
And I fell in love with them. And then I started playing with them. I didn't let anybody else play them.
Nice.
But that's how I started.
And so do you think that having been a drummer first has helped with your, guitar playing?
It's helped with my rhythm, definitely with my rhythm. I have good rhythm. But I've developed an ear, which is something I thought I never had. And I started to develop an ear. My teacher is teaching me ear method. And it's working. I'm actually hearing the guitar and hearing different chords. And I'm like, wow, I know where that is. That's an A, that's a G, that's an E, that's a something minor, Mm-hmm. I can hear it now, which I find amazing.
Yeah, it's. I always thought that was. I've never had. I've never been a really good player in all the different instruments I've played. But I've been a good technical player, right?
Right.
But when so picking up things by ear was never my strong suit, right? But I was the guy that you give the instrument and you give them a fingering chart and say go figure it out. And that was what band directors would do. And but now that I'm playing guitar, I'm picking up more things by ear than before.
That's good.
And I think it's something that's unique to guitar that allows you to do that.
Guitar is a hard instrument to play. It's tough to master, but once you start getting to a certain point, it starts to come together.
I want to say hello to Blue Mox and to Herb at Fireside Studios.
Hello.
And our buddy Ferd Burfel. But yeah, you sit there, we sit there and we do that. And it's just something about the guitar that's different than a lot of other instruments, right? I mean, because I've played, clarinet and bass clarinet and, all the saxophones and even violin for a while.
Wow.
But guitar has been much harder for me to learn than all of them. Did you find any difference with anything like that when you began?
I found it very difficult. A lot of people, take it and run with it. I had to fight for every inch. I had to learn to read tab, which wasn't hard. Tab is easy, but I'm proficient at writing it, and I can kind of figure the song out now by ear and with the tab. But I don't read music. I never was taught to read music.
Well,
I think at that point it's silly.
Go ahead. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I cut you off. I'm sorry.
No.
I just think it's silly to learn music at this point. I don't think I'll have the time that I need to learn it.
Well, the funny thing for me was I learned to read music first. And so reading tab.
Oh.
Right. So I could sit there and play all those notes on a string if I'm looking at the sheet music, right? But I look at the top and I see tabs and I'm like,
what's that?
Kind of confused, right? Yeah, it's like what is that? It's like kind of like the reverse side
Yeah.
of that, I suppose.
When I look at guitar music, when they write it out and it's real music, I look at it and I'm like, wow.
It's just amazing. There is sax is pretty easy because fingering is chromatic like a guitar. Yeah, sure.
Very cool.
And I think some of it is all, where do you start, right? Where did you start your musical journey, right? And I think that kind of shapes maybe what's easier and what's harder for you.
Yeah, I started on acoustic guitar. I am the world's worst acoustic guitar player. I'm definitely an electric guitar player. My acoustic playing is an acquired taste, I'm told.
Well, it's one of those things. As long as you're enjoying it, it really doesn't matter. In Time Surfing Alien is saying ear mine is 10. So he is.
Yeah, I thought that too, but they dragged an ear out of me. I couldn't believe it.
This comment is interesting. Martin says, I'm not even thinking about mastering the guitar. I know it won't happen in my lifetime. Yeah, you'll never know everything, but Martin plays really well.
Yes, Martin
plays really well.
I saw those guys where they just.
Yeah, I just don't think he gives himself enough credit.
Yeah, he's good.
And Matt says, I always say I'll learn guitar when I grow up.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't see growing up though.
That's the problem. I'm still 16 inside. Every time I look in the mirror, I see this old man.
Yeah, we were talking about that in the green room too, right? We feel much younger than we really are. Well, so you started playing, I didn't start playing guitar until my 50s. But you started playing in your 40s. And so what was that like, trying to pick up guitar in your 40s?
It was a little tough. I had a guitar teacher in my building. At the time, I lived in an apartment building. And I had a guitar teacher in my building, and she would come down every afternoon when I got off work, and she would show me a couple of chords and a little bit. And I learned how to hold the guitar. I learned the very basics, the stuff that's really boring, but I learned it.
Oh, cut it out. But yeah, so I mean, but it's been a challenge, but you're on this journey, and now you've been doing the in-person lessons, and
yeah, I really enjoy that.
And how's that working out?
To me, I get the most out of the one-on-one lesson. If you find somebody that you click with, which I found somebody, he's an old hippie. We get together perfectly, and getting together one-on-one, I learn the most from that. I find it very satisfying, and I'd like to keep going. I'd like to keep going, and eventually be able to play. So some of these guys that play on the internet that are so good.
Well, and I think that's one of the really nice things about our section of the community here, when with Ben and Ryan and all the other channels that kind of come around in this circle, is that it's a really welcoming spot, right? And people will reach out and people will help you and Charles Green is been an inspiration in terms of how he plays, and Ryan and the guys over there. Oh my gosh.
I agree. My inspirations, I got some good inspirations. Steve Brand, excellent, excellent, one of a kind guitar player. Darren, who's in the chat, I watch him every Saturday.
Jimmy Biter guy is not too bad either.
Yeah, the OU812 crew is just they're off the charts.
And I just love Ben's whole attitude towards it all. Right.
Yeah, I love the way Ben plays.
But he's like so low key on it, right?
I like Ben's playing very much.
Sean Hockey says, Kush Man NYC, your mirror is broken just like mine. Trust me, you're still 16, bro.
Sure feels like that.
And Darren wants to say thank you so much for the compliments, Kush.
No problem. They're all true.
Dan didn't know he was going to be a side attraction on the show today.
He's a good guy. Good guy.
And so Mitch says, Charles 75 in. I always say I'm 69 years old newbie that's been playing for 55 years on and off. I like that. And Ben says, hey, I've been playing for 35 years. One of these days I'll get it right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Oh, Searching for Tone's been watching Darren about 2 months ago, and he enjoys him.
Yeah, I saw him there. I might have followed from him. I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly how I found it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look up this channel later today because I have not found it yet. So that'd be good.
Yeah, Darren Bergsvin, I think his name is, and he's inspirational.
So Hobarodi says, I knew before I started playing that I was about 20 years behind everyone. I was 19 at the time, watching Joe Satriani from behind the PA speakers. Didn't try. Well, you know, it's you got to remember, everybody started somewhere, right?
Yeah, you got to start somewhere, right? You got to pick it up and strum it and make it sound crummy and keep working on it.
John says that John Mellencamp told him to hold on to 16 as long as he can. So hanging on for dear life. Yep. It's in the song, guys. It's in the song.
Yeah.
And Sean Hockey's reminding us that Quentin and Steve Brand have a great new show that seems to be coming along, using charts and diagrams and explanations and asking questions if needed.
Yeah. I love Quentin. Big fan of Quentin.
Clinton is a riot. You just never know where that guy is going. And so it's always a good time.
He's good. He's very good. I love his guitar playing too.
Yeah, he's good. He plays very well. So Hobarodi says he started from a realistic perspective is all.
Yeah, well, that's good. It's good to know your limitations.
Well, you know, I'm at that point where, you know, I want to keep progressing in my playing, and I want to keep getting better, and I want to get to that point where I'm playing whole songs and can remember them and just pick up and play. And I'm getting there slowly. And, you know, some days I'm really happy with my progress, and other days I'm like, when's the last time I picked up a guitar?
Yeah, I get that too. I get some days where I pick up the guitar and it's like, do I play the guitar?
Yeah, it's like, where do I put you? It's, you can't remember the note or the order, and you get frustrated. And then other days it just comes, right? It's like,
yeah, it's true. The other day I was playing I strung together about 20 minutes worth of playing, and I was like dancing on my feet, like, well, I did it.
Yeah, it's that time where you get that you got that piece that you've been working on, and you keep messing it up, and you keep messing it up, and all of a sudden one day you're just screwing around and not really thinking about it, and you play it perfectly, and you surprise yourself.
Yeah. Well, I told my teacher I want to be challenged. So he's been giving me some hard lessons. I'm hoping my next lesson's a little easy.
And Ben giving us some advice. He says, try and playing at least an hour a day, usually 30 minutes twice. So
good advice.
A whole hour at a time, do 30 minutes here and 30 minutes later.
Ben is a monster acoustic player. He's one of my favorite acoustic guitar players.
Love that, Martin. God.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Earl, how you doing?
That's all right.
You got a hall pass, buddy. We're both drinking coffee, in case you were wondering.
Light and sweet.
Let's see. Tony Yeager says playing guitar is a lot like playing pool darts for him. Some days great, some days not so much.
Not so much. I agree.
And about his acoustic playing, he says, really? Thanks, Kush.
You're very welcome.
It's really all about the Barton, Ben. And Ben's drinking tea, girl. Matt says he plays major and minor arpeggios basically all day. It's like a fidget. I don't think Matt can sit still.
He's high energy.
And Dan is saying you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah, I'm proof of that.
And Earl is just trying to shake off that brain fog. He's waking up here.
I hate brain fog.
So Search for Tone says any day you can play is a good day. Maybe someday I'll be able to play.
Yeah, every day you play every day and it'll come. It'll come.
Hello there, Steve. We were just talking about your playing not too long ago.
Mr. Steve Brand.
Hello there. And Gear Junkie 35 has made his way in as also.
Hello.
We're here with Kush Man NYC and we're having a great time. So in the green room, Kush, you showed me your number one.
Oh, I did. I didn't close it all the way back up. Well, maybe I did close it all the way back up.
Don't forget the secret latch.
Yeah, exactly. The one you forget. Oh, what am I missing? All right, it's open.
I'm going to solo you out because this thing is too pretty not to see big.
All right. This is a 1992, 90, I forget what year it is. It's in the 90s. And it's a Les Paul Classic. I put new pickups in it. I didn't like the Les Paul Classic pickups. I put in some Seymour Duncans.
Well, Searching for Tone is saying yeah, and Bird Burful says it's purdy.
Yeah, it sure is purdy.
Martin thinks it's nice, and Eddie says it's honey colored and sweet.
Thank you very much.
That is one pretty guitar. So, would you say that you're more of a Les Paul guy?
Yes, definitely. I'm not good with the wiggle stick yet. I plan to get better, but as of right now, I'm a novice when it comes to playing vibrato.
Okay, so now the comments are coming on this because Ben was saying sweet, and Blackjack says nice flame. Tonya, you're very nice. Sean saying it's beautiful. Steve likes it as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Dan's saying he can't wait to play it.
Yeah, Dan's going to come up and visit, so he's going to get to play all my guitars.
Yeah, I love it. And John says it's a very nice looking axe. Michael was just completely not ready for it. He says, oh my. And Matt says fancy.
Yeah, I found that guitar in a mom and pop guitar store hanging on the wall with a big sign that said, don't touch. I went over there and I picked it up and the guy was looking at me like, and I was like, no, I'm really, really interested. So he let me play it and I plugged it in and I fell in love with it. And we made a deal and I took it home.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
Did you get the deal you wanted on it though?
Well, I did bargain for a lower price, but that wasn't the price I wanted to pay.
I am really bad about that when it comes to getting a guitar. If I don't get the deal that I want, I will leave. And I've had Ben yell at me for not buying something at the price I told them that they went for.
Right. At the time I bought that guitar, I had gotten a check from a car that was in an accident, and I had the check, and I was like, it's burning a hole in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Forget about it.
So this check was burning a hole in your pocket, and you just had to do something with it.
So it ended up being that guitar, and I never regretted buying that guitar. A lot of people play the guitar and put it in the case and don't play it. I keep it in the case because I got kids, and I play it a lot.
Is that the one you reach for all the time? Is that the go-to for sure?
It's usually my go-to. I also have an Epiphone Les Paul. Mm-hmm. I let the kids smash, beat, do whatever. Yeah. I leave that out a lot to practice. But when I want to sit down and play, I take out my Les Paul, my good one.
Well, it's so. What is it about a Les Paul that you're a Les Paul guy? What is it? What is it that attracts
It's
you?
so good. Though. When you put it on, you know it's a guitar. You know what I mean? People say they're heavy. Man up. It's a guitar. It's not going to kill you. It has just the best sound when it's an overdriven amp with a Les Paul in it. The sound is just so thick and creamy, and it's the sound of all the rock and roll that I was brought up with. So to me, it's the soundtrack of my life.
So you're a rock and roll guy. So when we were in these bands, this is what bands were you covering?
Oh, we did we did Zeppelin, we did Sabbath. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we covered a lot of stuff. We did a lot of originals, a lot of crazy originals.
Verge says he hardly picks up his Les Paul since he got his SG, though.
I must admit, I got an SG and I was happily surprised. I didn't think I would like it, and I ended up liking it very much. I think as you get older, it gets harder to pick up a heavy guitar. I can understand not wanting to put 10 pounds around your neck. But as long as I can stick it around my neck, I'm playing it.
Mm-hmm. Ryan Hall says he's enjoying Kush Man, and he's been seeing you all around the chats and seeing him. I guess you made it into the last Water Buffalo meeting.
Yes, I did. He's having some kind of Halloween party, was he not?
Yeah, Ben's show tonight is his Halloween party, and so folks in costume just hanging out.
I have a costume. It's very simple.
And then does Dan Gorman have a channel?
No, Dan doesn't have a channel. He should though. He's a funny guy.
I always keep checking to see if you have one. It's like I imagine there's I keep imagining there's one there. And
I always thought about doing a channel, but I'm too nervous.
But that's all right. That's all right. So my brother feels that sympathy. Money burns holes in his pocket as well.
Oh, it does. I let my wife hold most of the money.
So Martin wants to know, what is your favorite setting or position on the LP?
I like it on the bridge position. I play it on the middle position a lot to get that nice tone. But I really like it on the bridge position, turned up loud, overdriving the amplifier.
There you go. And so what are you using to overdrive your amps?
I have one of these, a Maxon.
Okay.
OD9, I think it is. Got really good reviews a while back, so I picked it up.
And then Ben says some people thought they could come on his show tonight with just a hat as a costume. Tell them no.
Mine doesn't qualify. It might qualify as a hat, but I think it's elaborate enough to go on. I'll see what he says.
Corey Garden has a good reason. He says, I'm sorry I'm late, but messing around with my pedal board, getting ready to make some noise with a new cap. That is an excellent reason to be late.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Oh, let's see. Sean Hockey says his Solar 7-string weighs a metric ton, and he had to get a Kush strap to help out his shoulder. Right? He had to get a cushy strap to help out his shoulder.
Right.
And he's never experienced an SG. Can't wait to try one day.
Yeah, SGs are nice. They're light, but they still have a punch, and they have a great neck. I got a 61 reissue. I like it very much.
Mm-hmm. So first you're an LP guy. Where do you go after that? What's the next style guitar that you enjoy?
I'll probably go for the SG next, and then I have a Stratocaster with 2 humbuckers in it, which is like the Antichrist.
You are definitely a humbucker guy, huh?
Yeah, I like humbuckers.
That's better because we were talking, and we were talking in the green room, and you're like, and I said something about my Strat, and you're like, that's single coil, isn't it? It's like, well, it's a Strat.
I like a Strat. Don't get me wrong. I like a Strat, but I like humbuckers, man. I like the way they sound.
Mm.
Yeah, I bought a cheap, no, not that cheap, but one of the I think the Squire vintage vibe line.
Uh-huh.
I bought a Strat and then put two humbuckers in it, and it ended up coming out pretty nice.
One of those classic vibes, yeah.
Yeah, good guitar, not a bad guitar at all.
Ferd says try the EPSG Classic, fairly inexpensive at $429 US, because folks are saying they wish they had a nice SG.
Yeah, I'm an Epi fan. I like Epiphones. I know a lot of people talk down about them, but I don't think they're bad guitars.
No, I am just not really a big LP guy,
Right.
and I don't know what it is. I really just don't kind of bond with them.
Right.
And I have an Epiphone Traditional Pro 3 sitting over here, all black. It's gorgeous. It plays nice. It feels good, but it's just not.
It's not you.
I don't. It's not me. I don't reach for it, right? And I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Well, you got to go with what you like. You got that beautiful guitar now.
This is BC Rich Fonts is asking Ben if all they wear is a hat. And now Ben's cleaning up the tea he just spilled. Did he spit out? Oh, let's see. Oh, Mitch Heyman's asking. Okay, says Charles, how do you and Kush feel about budget guitars? He's getting rid of a bunch of his expensive guitars because these budget guitars play as good. Trying to sell my Gibson SG and my Gibson LP Standard.
I don't mind the budget guitars. I think guitars have come a long way. It's hard to get a bad guitar these days.
My whole thing on them is if you like it, if it makes you happy, that's what we're doing here anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the whole point of all this. So if you like it and that works for you, that's great.
I agree.
And I think like most people, I started with with budget guitars, and now as I work through things, I'm starting to get more expensive ones, and there for me there is a when I like my Squire, I've got a 20th anniversary Squire Affinity that is just, it plays great, it feels great, I absolutely love it, but there's a big difference in the feel of it in this American Strat that I just got. I can't put my finger on it. I don't know what it is.
Right.
But it feels different. But going back and forth, I still love that Squire. So for me, it's all about, you need to do you, and if it makes you happy, then go for it.
Yeah, I agree, Charles. Very well said. Oh, I got a Telecaster. I have a classic vibe Telecaster. It's nice. I play it quite frequently.
That was a quick response there, Kush. That comment hardly hit.
I was thinking Telecaster in my brain. I was thinking Telecaster. You didn't say anything about Telecaster.
Yeah, for me, if it's only one, it's got to be a Telecaster.
I love the Telecaster. Such a versatile guitar, a real workhorse.
And when I first came into guitar, I really thought I was a Strat guy. And put the first Tele in my hand, it was over. Yeah.
Yeah. There's something about Teles. There's just something about them.
BC Rich is a legend. Love his humor. Earl says if he had to go with only one guitar, it would be a Tele. They have the wildest tone range for rock, jazz, and of course country. Yep.
Yeah, just think about Jimmy Page. He did the whole first Led Zeppelin album with a Telecaster.
That was a good question from Mitch. I think you come down to it, you really got to be happy.
Yeah, I agree. Excuse me.
So my brother, he's just getting into guitar, and so he's been real excited about it.
Oh, that's cool. I'm glad to hear it.
And Ben says cheap guitars just feel cheap to him. For a lot of them feel more like toys than actual guitars, and and the more high end stuff you play, the more you get spoiled. Right? It's
Definitely.
hard to go from picking up a Murphy Lab and then going down, and then playing an Epiphone, and like, okay, well,
Yeah, right.
I get that. Yeah.
Yeah,
But it all depends. Where are you on your journey? And if you've got the more expensive stuff and you're at that point where you're willing to let some of it go, and in the inexpensive stuff you're enjoying, then you do you.
I agree.
So BC Rich says if he had to go down to one guitar, he guess it would be his SG currently. It would be hard to get down to one. Yeah, for sure. It would be really hard to get down to one.
Yeah, that would be almost impossible.
Yeah. Laz Guitars says hello. Hello there, my friend.
Hello.
And JP Page 2 says he prefers a 25.5 scale guitar. So he likes that extra string tension.
Right. I hear that.
And Corey's Garden says a Strat needs either a hot single or a humbucker in the bridge.
Well, I'll show you something.
Same way a humbucker fixes a telly. Humbucker in the neck fixes a telly.
This is a Strat I bought to play a Strat. And I put a humbucker in the single coil slot.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see the double slugs?
Yep.
And I like it. I like it very much. It made me from not playing the guitar, to playing the guitar.
Does it sound like a full-size humbucker?
Yeah.
No.
But it's got a little bit more grit and dirt to it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not bad. I got no complaints. It gets it up there quicker into the breakup. Mm-hmm. And that's the kind of sound I go for. So hard to get a Strat to break up an amp without some help.
And Martin says a 335 and SG, 335 or SG, he still is on the fence. He's been working on this since Friday night. He can't figure it out.
That's a tough one.
But I'm telling you though, I think Martin would end up in the end. I think he'd reach for that 335 first.
Yeah, and they're beautiful guitars. The Sire line. I wanted to check them out. I never got to play one, but I'd like to play one.
Yeah, I keep hearing about them lately. I've been hearing about them a lot lately, but I've never played one. I don't know, Steve. Steve says if it's Sheryl Crow's, you keep it. And Mitch is coming back with, if you ever heard the Bald Shitter play, you can't tell if he's playing a $5,000 guitar or a $200 guitar. He plays all the budget guitars. Yeah. And like I said, if you enjoy that thing, I think
go for it.
If you enjoy it, it's like you got to like what you're doing. And it doesn't matter what everyone else is doing. Steve Brand just picked up an Ibanez GRG 121 for $200.
Nice. Nice.
And it's
He
fun.
loves his Ibanez's.
When you play an expensive guitar, you feel poor. So it's like again. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. And Surfing Tone says, I would not get rid of a Gibson to buy a Fesley LP, but some of these inexpensive guitars are well quality controlled when they got the first market set to their name. When they first got market to set their name.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, my brother did pick up a really nice looking bass, and he's looking forward to learning how to play it as well.
Excellent. We need bass players.
Dan Gorman says his guitar is falling apart, but it sounds amazing. And John says, "And my hands must have an uncultured palate. I can't tell the difference between a good cheap guitar and an expensive one."
Right.
Hello there, Ian. How you doing?
Hey, Ian.
And to get an accurate search from Tom says to get an accurate assessment of the budget market, you need to watch at least 30 videos on the same guitar. That's true.
Yeah, it's true. It's a little overwhelming.
Time Surfing Alien's most expensive guitar is a cheap Epiphone.
Yeah. Don't knock them. They're good.
Keith, I'm not gonna lie. I love my Strat, but I'm still a Telly guy.
Gotta love the telly.
So Wayne says, "Hi, Kush. First time seeing you. All this time I pictured you as a black guy. So nice to see you in person."
Yeah, well, you never know.
You never know, right? You never know what anyone looks like. Yeah.
Yep. I've been told that I sound like a black guy when I play the drums. That was always a compliment.
Having good sense of the rhythm helps, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. So, Kush, when you first came to YouTube, how did you? What was your round? What was your route? Where did you start?
I think I started with a guy that I can't remember anymore. He played guitar and talked a lot, but he turned me on to Guitar Hack. And from Guitar Hack, I think I went to Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe possibly somebody else and then Ben, but eventually found Ben. And from Ben, I found everybody.
Yeah, Ben's kind of been that conduit for a lot of people.
Yeah, he's good. He's very good, Ben. He puts on an excellent show. He's got a great personality. He's a dynamite guy.
Mm-hmm. And so they're still having this conversation about inexpensive guitars, right? And so he says, Eddie's saying, Steve from Boston can play a guitar and it sounds good. Talent and passion will overcome a lot of obstacles.
True. That's very true.
In the end, the thing that we all need to remember is it's all about your talent and what you do with it, right?
Exactly.
And Ian has himself an American Performer telly, which is
nice. That's very nice. I had a Baja telly. I should have never got rid of it, but I did get rid of it. That was a nice guitar.
Yeah, I did. Wow, a couple years back now, when I built my telly, my Mexican telly from, I built it from all different parts, right? And I had wired it with an S1 switch, and then I had saw Martin's videos on all the different wirings for a telly, and rewired it like a Baja.
Oh, okay.
Instructions, yeah. I love it. It's the way that guitar was meant to be.
Very cool. Yeah, I should have never got rid of that guitar. I kick myself every time I think about it.
Matt says Ben is the gateway drug we were warned about in school.
Gateway. That is a funny guy, man.
He is. Down to earth too. So where do you want this guitar journey to take you?
I'd like it to take me eventually to playing live. My guitar teacher's got me going with him to play open mics. We do 1 or 2 songs and then we jump off. But I find it very scary, the playing live thing. I'm not comfortable yet, so we're going to do it a bunch more times, get comfortable at it. I'd like to explore that part of playing,
Mm-hmm.
Because usually when we play, he plays the leads, I play the rhythm. It's very easy.
And so you've been around. What are some of the channels that you really enjoy?
So I love the OU812 guys.
Mm-hmm.
I love that channel. I learned so much from those guys. they're master musicians. I love that show. I love Darren's show. I love your show. I haven't really found too much new stuff.
Well, Randy Price has knocked the door down. He says, "Hey, yo, Dr. Fabric and Kush Man, Ben Lurkin had to run a bunch of errands this AM and afternoon and about to hit the grocery store and watch his bank balance disappear." Well, we appreciate you coming on in.
How are you, Randy? Good to see you.
Appreciate you lurking behind the scenes there. Mitch is just at that point where he feels less guilty paying. He feels guilty paying over $2,000 for a 2019 Gibson Standard when you can get around the same sound for close to $300. I get that.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Let's see.
Guitars have gotten so expensive, man.
Yeah, even the budget stuff is getting expensive. It's true. So Earl wants to know, Kush, if Manny's on 48th Street is still in business. He spent a lot of time there when he was in New York City, and he has fond memories of Max's Kansas City and yeah.
Yeah, those clubs were wild. I don't know if Manny's is still there. They were holding on the last time I went up there, but that's probably a good 10 years ago. So I'm not sure if they're still there or not. But 48th Street just isn't the same since everything closed up and, it dried up and blew away.
Yep. Yeah, and if someone was asking about what Baja wiring is, go over to Martin's channel, L&M Guitar Corner, and he's got a great tutorial on it.
Awesome.
That was how I wired mine. I even stole his diagrams from my video with his permission, of course. Hello there, Bo. How you doing?
Hey, Bo. How are you? I saw you pressured to answer how many guitars you had on the Clubhouse channel. That was a tough one.
It was. Now, Martin, it is. Yeah, you were a big help to me in that, and it's an awesome video. So appreciate you. Well, Kush, you have any final words? Anything you want to say to all?
No, I'm just really thankful that you had me on, and I want to say hello to everybody. I hope I didn't miss anybody, and I really had a great time, Charles. Thank you.
Well, like I said, this is a thrill for me because, like I said, you and I were in the chats early on together.
Yeah,
I think you were really one of my first YouTube friends. Going back and forth.
Well, I appreciate that, Charles.
And so I've been wanting to do it for a long time now. Folks, as you go through the rest of your day, realize that there is a lot going on today on YouTube. We can sit there and see Music Therapy Lab should be coming on next. And then Ryan and the OU812 crew will be on later. And then, of course, in the evening is Ben Coombs' holiday special with a bunch of us hanging out. So it should be a good time. Josh, you made your way in. Well, don't worry about that. You're a busy guy these days, getting ready to head overseas. So we're glad you stopped in.
Josh is packing up his Mercury for a long trip.
He's going to have a great time over there. Just enjoy it. Last guitar saying great show. Always good to meet people in the community, and that's the whole point of all this.
Yeah, it's good to be able to put a name to the face to the name.
Yeah, I think just being able to meet the guys that are in the chat, whether they've got a channel or not, and put that face with that name brings us all a little bit closer and keeps it, keeps us a nice little positive section of stuff. Hello there, Jeff K. Thank you, appreciate that.
Hey, Jeff.
See, Carly. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Coffee and Guitars with Darren Bergson.
Yeah.
Darren, I'm going to have to, like I said, I'm going to go check out your channel. So.
Yeah, he rocks. Thanks, Darren.
And then Josh says, yeah, the depression of getting to see my friends as much sinking in. as he moves buddy as I move my buddy's toolbox out of the shop. I love it. Well, this has been a great show, guys. Enjoy the rest of the shows on YouTube. Make sure you go check out Ben later. Make sure you go check out OU812. Go on over to Music Therapy Labs. Rumor is that Pete Thorne guy will be on today too. So, but you can check that out if you like to. Kush, go ahead and stay on. We'll let these guys go. And everyone, thank you for being here with us once again. Appreciate you.
Thank you, everybody.